Welcome to In the Zone with Anthony. Nice show lined up for you. To get things started, we're going to do some investigation because over the weekend a report came out that basically it was an agreement between USA Basketball and the Clippers organization that it'd be in the best interest if Kawhi Leonard didn't play. And I'm going to pull up that report because it's going to be a different contrast in what came out today. So USA Basketball made the call to send Kawhi Leonard home in the best interest of the team. This was published on July the 11th. The decision to replace Los Angeles Clippers star Kawhi Leonard just weeks ahead of the Paris Olympics was ultimately made in the best interest of the USA men's national team, USA Basketball Executive Director Grant Hill said last Wednesday. In a press conference ahead of Team USA's exhibition match against Canada at T-Mobile Arena, Grant addressed the situation. He clarified that the decision had been ultimately made by USA Basketball on Tuesday with input from the Clippers. Underline that because you're going to hear something else that came out today. We felt that we had to pivot and not to get into the particulars in terms of what went into the decision, but we just felt it was in our best interest, but also in the Clippers and Kawhi's best interest to move into a different direction, he said. We tried, I think we all tried, and we gave it a valiant effort, and unfortunately, we have to move forward. When pressed further about the decision-making, Hill confirmed that USA Basketball had made the call to send Leonard home. We did. Ultimately, he was sent home, but we were in conversation with the Clippers on that. Plans to bring Leonard to the Summer Olympics were ultimately changed because of the NBA player's previous injury. He missed 12 of the Clippers' final 14 games this past season due to right knee inflammation, something he said over the weekend was doing well. But USA Basketball wasn't taking any chances. He wanted to be here like all these guys want to be here. He'll continue. And we don't take that lightly at all. It speaks to the program and opportunity. Personally speaking, I know what it's like to want to do something and your body is just not right. And I've lived that personally. And so I applaud him for coming here and being willing to sacrifice, give up this summer and represent our country and play for our program. It just ultimately didn't work out. Derek White of the NBA champion Boston Celtics was instead picked to replace Leonard on Wednesday. And that right there in itself is also another story, but we'll get to that another day and another time. So, what is the difference between that initial report and one that has recently come out? Well, we can pull that on up. Because it gets somewhat dicey. And I know I have that right here. So, that report I just gave you came out on the 11th. Now, we fast forward to July the 15th, today. Clippers say they wanted Kawhi Leonard on U.S. basketball team for Paris. Sounds like a mystery in the makings to me. Sound like somebody is not telling the truth. The Los Angeles Clippers had no problem with Kawhi Leonard playing for the U.S. in Paris Olympics this summer and wanted him to remain on the team, General Manager Lawrence Frank said on Monday. USA Basketball removed Leonard, whose NBA season was disrupted at the end because of a knee problem, from its roster last week after a four-day practice training camp and replaced him with Boston Celtics Derek White. USA Basketball said that it and the Clippers determined that Leonard not playing this summer was in his best interest. It was USAB's call, and I was, quite frankly, very disappointed with the decision, Frank told reporters in Las Vegas. Kawhi wanted to play. We wanted him to play. Leonard, once again, missed 12 of the Los Angeles Clippers' final 14 games this past season with right knee inflammation, though he said last week that he felt fine and the knee was doing well. But USA Basketball, which has Clippers coach Tyronn Lue as an assistant on head coach Steve Kerr's staff, felt differently. Leonard is a two-time NBA champion, six-time All-Star, and six-time All-NBA player. But injury issues have been a recurring theme over the past 7 seasons. USA Basketball admired him going into camp, and USA Basketball managing director Grant Hill even watched a workout earlier this summer to check on Leonard's health. In regards to Lawrence Frank, I gave you his quote, but I want to also let you hear it straight from source.
In his knee or anything else in his knee for USA to kind of move in a different direction?
No, it was USAB's call, and I was, quite frankly, very disappointed with the decision. Kawhi wanted to play. We wanted him to play. I was there the first 2 practices. He looked very good. Was a full participant in everything that they did. I wasn't there for the 3rd practice, where ultimately that was the point where they decided to go in a different direction. You know, I expressed to them, I really wish that they would have given Kawhi more time. You know, we have the benefit of having been around Kawhi for 5 years to see his body and see where he's at. So, you know, he looked good to me. I know all the sacrifices he made in order to make this commitment to the Olympics. So it was very disappointing. Now, with that being said, I understand from USAB's perspective that they have to look at what they feel is in the best interest of the team, despite what I think. They're also managing some other players who are dealing with injuries, so I understand that they have to do what's best. But, you know, we were really disappointed, you know, for Kawhi, and this is something we really wanted for him. But with that being said, you know, now I think you have to move forward. We support USAB, you know, desperately want to see them win the gold medal. I know that's how Kawhi feels too. Despite really wanting to play, he's there for his guys and wishing the best. And obviously, just, you know, with T. Lue and Jeff there too, it's you know, want those guys to have the best experience.
So is Kawhi?
So you heard the comments of one Frank Lawrence, and there's no use in rehashing everything he said because you already said it. I mean, there's some more quotes here. But when we move forward with this article, it says the U.S. has been without 3-time gold medalist Kevin Durant since it convened in Las Vegas for camp early this month. Durant is with the team but did not play in either of his first 2 exhibitions. A win over Canada on July 10th and a win over Australia on Monday. If a player on the 12-man roster is hurt during the Olympics, there's no replacement option. That's a major factor weighing on teams as they finalize their roster before play starts in France later this month. Duan says, I understand USAB's perspective that they have to look at what they feel is in the best interest of the team, despite what I think, Frank said. They're also managing some other players who are dealing with injuries. So it sounds like a little bit of a hypocrite team going says so, I understand that they have to do what's best. Got to move forward. We support USAB. Desperately want to see them win the gold medal. I know that's how Kawhi feels too. So tell me, who's lying? Because somebody needs to come clean. Will we ever get the full scoop on this? Hey, you also heard Kevin Durant is on the team but hasn't played. I'm correct. Kevin Durant's been dealing with injuries too. So why is the situation from one to the other different? Seems like a case of a little bit of preferential treatment. Preferential treatment. But it seems like. Anyway, I have to go ahead and take my first break. This might not be a long podcast, but trust me, when I say it's going to be informative, it's going to be informative. I have some more information coming regarding another basketball star, and she has spoken. And you might want to hear what it is she has to say. So, you stay locked in the zone with yours truly, Anthony's going to be right back. Welcome back for another segment in the zone. Hope you are enjoying what we have to offer you today. During that first segment, somebody's lying. Basketball, Clippers organization. In the middle of this lie, Kawhi Leonard. So we're going to keep pushing with the basketball narrative because there is one player whose name is being used to push hateful agenda. And now she has spoken up. Caitlin Clark says people should not be using my name to push hateful agendas. There's a lot of discussion surrounding Caitlin Clark and her performance on the basketball court, but the WNBA's #1 overall draft pick has also been at the center of debates that aren't related to the sport, and it's disappointing to her. Clark has monumentally boosted interest in women's basketball, but as a white basketball player, her name and fame have been used to incite cultural wars, most notably on social media. And I have to say that is so true. I have seen some of the comments, and some of these adults acting beneath kids should be ashamed of themselves. There's also been heated debates about her play and why she didn't make the USA basketball Olympic roster. And to that, I can say definitely that couldn't have been racially motivated because the coach is white. And even me saying that may be deemed as controversial. It's not controversial, it's just facts. It's just truth. But sometimes truth is controversial. Before the Indiana Fever's contest against the Atlanta Dream Thursday night, Clark was asked about how she's been thrust into these debates despite keeping a low profile on social media. The Fever star said, "It's something I can't control," and that she doesn't see people weaponizing her name for arguments. She says, "I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about these things like that, and to be honest, I don't see a lot of it," Clark said. "Basketball is my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that. So I'm not going to spend time thinking about that. I'm just here to play basketball. I'm here to have fun. I'm trying to help our team win," she said. But anyway, by James Boyd says, I asked hashtag Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark directly about her name being weaponized for racism, misogyny, as Dejanay Carrington alluded to. And I believe that we have some audio from Caitlin Clark. And here's what she had to say.
Definitely respect that. But when, just to ask you directly, when people use your name for racism, misogyny, whatever, what is your response to that specifically?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think, everybody in our world, deserves the same amount of respect. The women on our league deserve the same amount of respect. So people should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable. But yeah, I mean, this league is a league I grew up admiring and wanting to be a part of. Like, some of the women in this league were my biggest idols and role models growing up and helped me want to achieve this moment right here that I get to play in every single night. So just treating every single woman in this league with the same amount of respect, I think, is just a basic human thing that everybody should do. Like, just be a kind person and treat them, how you would want to be treated. And I think it's, very simple.
I think that was very well spoken of one Caitlin Clark. Because let's just face it, her and Angel Reese in social media have been at it. And when I say her and Angel have been at it in social media, that's due to the toxicity of these fan bases that are fanning these flames. Why can't we just can't view it as a female version of Bird versus Magic? And even then, I could say there was probably some of this going on. Only difference is we got social media. They didn't. You know how that Boston fan base was? You know how that Los Angeles fan base was. You know when the LA Lakers, Showtime came to town, Boston fans were not going to be nice again. Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge, when those guys came to LA, yeah, you could see the color lines drawn. But at the end of the day, Magic and Bird walked out at the end of their career as friends and have a mutual respect for each other. Why come we can't do the same with Clark and Angel Reese? Well, we'll get a chance to see it on a small scale when they play in the All-Star game. However, Clark was later asked about her response to people using her name for racist and misogynistic arguments, and she said every player in the league deserves the same respect. People should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable, Clark said. Treating every single woman in this league with the same amount of respect, I think, is just a basic human thing that everybody should do. Clark and the Fever continue their season, and this was on last Thursday night in their first home game in nearly 2 weeks. So, once again, I think Angel Reese handled the situation and the question just right. I mean, you can't say nothing negative because she answered the question. And that's all you can do is answer it. Now, like I said, I believe that maybe it's time that we start looking at Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark differently. I mean, when I scroll through and look at these different articles here, just the titles, I'm thinking about it. Caitlin Clark's whiteness makes her more marketable. That's not racist. It's true. That's not racist depending on who takes it in. Caitlin Clark pushes back at being used to push racist and sexist agendas. I mean, like you said, she's here to play basketball. She shouldn't have to be addressing these issues. But who's fanning the flame? The media, whether it be news media, whether it be social media. That's how these flames are being fanned. Even when it's appeared that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark last year prior to the season said, look, we have no beef with each other. It's just basketball. You thought that would have been enough for us to, it would have been enough to put that dumpster far out. No, it's ramped up even more so as they have ventured into their pro career. Like I said, it will be very interesting to see how things shape up when their teammates in the All-Star game as Team WNBA takes on the women's Olympic team. It'd be nice to see how they treat each other and how we the fans treat them during and after it's all said and done. Well, like I said, this is not going to be a long podcast, and I hope you have enjoyed the content that I brought to you. There will be more to come in the days to come, and we will continue on with this good, great content. But until next time, I want you to stay locked in the zone. If you hear this podcast, share it with all your friends, all your neighbors, all your sports fans. Tell them that Anthony is in the zone and he wants you to be in the zone with him. I want to also send a shout out to my newest followers on X. You girls out there in Vegas, they know I love Girl Chat Sports. I haven't gotten them on my podcast yet, but you know what? I'm a better person doing this podcast because they told me even some simple things, just chatting back and forth. When I first started doing this, and I was podcasting with my phone, I said, what advice could you give me? I think it was either male or Mo, one of them. He said, don't use no cheap earbuds. I think the lesson was well received and well taken. So, shout out to Girl Chat Sports. So we're going to get you on here. I'm going to get you on here. I'm going to get you on this one or my other one. But I'm going to get you girls on there. With that being said, I just want to say I love you girls. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your input. Thank you for helping me be what I am. That's right, Girl Chat Sports. Y'all to check them out. 2 girls out there in Vegas. They don't have balls, but they know they sports. Check them out. Until next time, I'm out.